I want to talk about The Thing, because
Yeah.
I don't know if it was two
Yes.
episodes back. I mentioned, or I didn't mention The Thing. I was mentioning other movies, and then someone on TikTok commented about The Thing, and I was like, "Fuck! How did I forget to bring that up?" Because it's one of my favorite movies ever. Like not just like horror, but in general. And I always tell people my favorite thing. Well, the two first things that come to mind.
My favorite, The Thing.
Yeah, no, this is getting confusing. One thing about The Thing, and there's a couple other things I can bring up.
So here's the thing. The thing about The Thing is that The Thing is the.
God.
You know what thing makes me fucked up about
Okay, so the two things that come to mind about The Thing.
There's two things.
The
Yes.
2 points.
two
about
first things. How it it feels grounded in this realism, even in dealing with like quote unquote monsters, and aliens. And yeah, we should talk about that. But then also how it's the first horror film I remember watching as a kid where the black character made it to the end of the fucking film. Keith David.
Keith David,
Yep.
the GOAT.
And the feeling I had watching that as a kid, I know it's depressing, but seriously, it meant a lot. It was like,
well, so I just watched it for the first time hours ago. And
really?
Yeah.
Holy
and
shit.
actually that for me was Deep Blue Sea when LL Cool J survived.
Oh, right.
You ate my bird.
Although to be fair, Samuel L. Jackson does get eaten like very
He's like, I
violently.
hate these fucking sharks. And then
Yeah, he's like, I'm sick of this motherfucking shark in this motherfucking vessel of some kind. Yeah, but like watching the end and being like it, I was
also, spoiler alert, I guess. We should just get that out
wait,
the
and
way.
also, honey, where is my scuba suit?
Wait, yeah, but spoiler alert. I need it.
Yeah.
We're going to talk openly about films, so... and the plots of the film. I guess I already did spoil before I could even give the spoiler alert.
I mean, yeah, it's already out.
Fuck.
Yeah.
We'll just have Wes put up a spoiler.
It is The Thing. It is one of the most. I usually am not the. It's been out for, but it has been out for 50 years, and it's one of the most popular movies.
But he just watched it for the first time.
True.
But also, what?
Would that have ruined it?
It wouldn't have. It wouldn't have ruined it for me.
Yeah,
I feel like
it's not central.
I feel like I'm so of the mind with spoilers, especially movies that have been out for that long. It's just like I like to see how it happened. So I don't really care.
Right.
I don't really care that it happened. I like
Right.
to see what it looks like. I like to see like, just everything. And so like I feel like unless it's a movie like Sixth Sense or something like that,
Something
where it's
plotty.
such a big thing.
it's threaded through.
Yeah. Where it's like if just having the information is what spoils the movie, then like maybe it wasn't even that good of a thing to begin
That's
with.
why I think if I watched Sixth Sense, I probably would still like it.
Yeah.
Because I believe it's
What did you think though?
But yeah,
about
what'd you
the
think?
thing in general?
I mean, I thought it was great. Just first impression, the practical effects were fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Just like insane.
I've seen some of them actually in LA. I saw some of the original.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know what to call them.
The Thing?
Yes,
Just like
monstrosities.
practicals.
Yeah, practical effects stuff and props.
I did think it was very funny, like how unperturbed the doctor was doing the autopsy at first. He was so like, he's just like going through a body of clearly a space creature.
Right.
And he's just like, this is...
Right.
You guys seeing this?
Right.
Yeah.
This is fucking crazy. I'm like,
Don't
dog,
got no liver.
it's like it's got a fucking regular brain and a heart, but it's not like us.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? He's not even like having that big of a reaction. He's just like, just fully like, everything seems normal. I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
That part where he's trying to put his like resuscitate the guy.
Yeah.
That part, and then the blood test part is like a classic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Testing the blood to see what
Yes.
happens.
Yeah.
My favorite parts are I mean, it's beautifully shot, top to bottom. I love the pacing, and I specifically with the shit around the dogs.
Yeah.
And it's honestly, it's not scary, but it gives you chills when you watch it.
It feels real.
Yes, it feels
the
real.
Dogs make it feel real.
Yes, when
it's like they're acting.
Goes into the fucking cage, and it's like the shit is just it turns, and they let it like. Carpenter lets it breathe. Like it's not this constant dialogue and talking or whatever.
Yeah.
They're literally in shock. They don't know what to say to each other. They actually look in shock,
right,
as they're watching the whole thing, but still trying to put it out. It feels, again, with this realism thing, it felt so real.
And letting it breathe too. There's so many scenes where they're kind of hanging out a little bit, which is such
and you're just hearing the sound of
it's
the
very
they don't make
environment.
movies in general, because of the way studios go about them. It feels like you're not allowed that like just breathing room.
It's like
very
constant
like
stimulation.
It's very like almost un-American in a way, where it's like
the movie or just that style?
that
Letting
space to breathe. It's like
Yeah.
very like Miyazaki. It's very Cowboy Bebop in a sense, where they're just kind of like such a huge part of it is just kind of like seeing what the world is like outside of the action that's going
exposition,
on.
Yeah.
It's just like let them live for a couple minutes, you know,
Right.
and like don't force everything, don't rush everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a long movie. It still feels like they gave it so much space.
So really solid.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the magic.
Yeah.
It's almost like an illusion, you know? You're creating more time and space just in the writing and how it's shot.
Yeah.
And it gives it just this depth.
Right.
You
And you
know?
make up for all that space you give it with like Kurt Russell making these just split second decisions. Like, I'm going to set this dude on fire. I'm like immediately.
Right. But it feels like it makes sense. Like, oh yeah, like someone would do this. Like some asshole would do this right now.
Yeah.
You know?
It's also just features so many men from the 80s too. Just like
I was just saying a
fucking ugly man.
I was just saying
good
a buck.
looking ugly man. You know?
I was just saying a buck. I don't think I've seen another horror movie where there are no women. There's not a single woman in this movie.
Yeah, it's a guy. It's a guy heavy movie.
Yeah.
I also feel like it's there's so much to talk about with this movie, especially now hearing that like Kurt Russell's really like right wing apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I sang all that video. It was John Carpenter being like, Kurt Russell is to the right of Attila the Hun. Like, he's like, and I'm not, you know, because John Carpenter is like a left liberal, whatever.
Yeah, right.
And he's like, but we're still great friends, you know.
Right. It's like, if you can focus on if you have the work in common.
If you have the work in common, and it's like that sucks because I love Kurt Russell and the movies he's in. But I also feel like that movie almost. Like it's just I don't think the movie was this ahead of its time thinking wise, but thinking about the implications of Antarctica, which I think is what it takes place in, right? The nation state polarity aspects of Antarctica and how it is about to become a resource free for all because of certain treaties that are expiring.
Right.
And also the ice is melting, and you could almost say like, was he aware that like was that a climate? Is there like a subtext to that like
just like some shit's just gonna pop up out of like
I mean, well, there's ancient bacteria that like
the thing
have
a
been
metaphor
frozen.
for anthrax because there's anthrax under the ice.
Right. That's what I've heard is like there's fucked up poisonous shit in the ice that should never come out, but because the shit's melting for the first time in millions of years, it's like
gonna find out what it is.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I love the other thing I bring up with that film is just, and it's similar to Alien and Aliens, the existential dimensions of the film.
Yeah.
I love, and we've had conversations, Connor and I, about exploring the existential through like something alien, you know, coming in, but doing it in a way that feels real and grounded. And I just love how all of that converges with that film. And it's similar to what we were talking about. It's more that it's just like unsettling. And it's like, even having the perspective of like imagining what it was like when it came to see a movie like that, the year that it came out, when it came out,
don't even get me
both
started.
The Thing and Alien. It's just like my dad, when I was a kid, would tell me about how disturbed he was when he saw Alien, like when it came out, how everyone was. It was just like, an Alien is like, I could talk this entire
I could too.
about Alien.
That's also one of the best shot movies of all time.
Oh my God. Same thing with the exposition in the space with that film.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite parts of that film.
Like if you were born in like the late 60s, early 70s, it's just completely unfair what you got to live through.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Like 77 to 87. Like just, it's ridiculous.
Where all that
you
shit
got Star
really
Wars,
feels
you got fucking the Alien, you got the Thing.
Even in terms of music.
You got
like,
Indiana Jones music.
Synthesizer.
It's just fucking annoying. It's like how I feel about the generation. But like Gen Zs, I'm like, I don't even hate y'all at all, but like I got to live through some crazy shit. And they're the exact same way.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like a boomer is better thing, but it's just like,
the shit you get to live through.
I also do think that the golden age idea is true. It was decades where there were so many firsts in terms of media and art happening that literally can't be done for the first time ever again, you know?
Right.
And
we can't even seem to continue
what they were doing.
Let alone
innovating. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we can, but it's
like
all
you saw that in Jurassic
like,
Park and Lord of the Rings. Those were like the peaks. You know, we have that millennium conversation about that was really the new Hollywood apexing with the CGI and the practical and everything. Like Matrix, all that was a big moment.
Right.
But now it's just very far gone.
Now it's just you watch Spider-Man in IMAX and you're like, this isn't supposed to look like this.
Right.
You're like, this isn't even framed well.
Right.
Yeah, the Thing also, and I have this philosophy that fighting scenes and driving sequences require no music. I feel that very strongly.
Yeah.
A big thing I didn't like about Mad Max Fury Road is just the whole time.
Yeah.
When it's just like Road Warrior is just
right.
And that's all you need.
Right.
Fighting scenes just is all you need. You don't need like crazy shit happening. The Thing is the same way. When that thing's going, it's just screaming. There's no music.
It's just
there's nothing. It's just
when they bring him out into the middle of the snow and he just turns to just
right.
Like,
what's his name
fire.
again? Buck. What's his name again?
Was
the guy you were saying you worked on
with a B?
Phil something?
Oh wait, did I work?
I'm thinking of Wilford Brimley. He's in that movie.
Oh yeah, I think that was that his character or no?
No, he's one of the first. He's like old fat guy.
Yeah, I mean I know what he looks like. I'm
with the mustache, but I don't remember what order.
Yeah,
death.
Peter Maloney.
Pull up a picture. We've got some great character actors: Keith David, Kurt Russell, Peter Maloney, right? Wilford Brimley. He's 87 in 1982 somehow.
Diabetes.
He saw the invention of the locomotive. I don't know, but he's going to be in this movie. That's the thing about actors in those 80s movies is they're like 63
they're so old.
In 1982. It's like, motherfucker, you were born at the end of World War I type shit. Like, that's crazy. Like they just figured out lead was bad by the time you were graduating college. Like that shit is wild.
Right. You got friends that died of like asbestos.
Yeah.
This spooky motherfucker.
Oh my god.
This was the
Yeah.
Bro maxed out his eye points when he was made.
There are creepier looking images of this guy that I can pull up.
He's got got the like
the one you sent, which was just like the hardest 4K resolution flash photo of him, like 2 months before his death.
Right.
I don't know if he's alive or not. Probably
I
not.
think he is alive.
Oh God, I'm so sorry, man.
He's 70.
Peter Maloney, I'm sorry, dude.
Peter Maloney.
I love the Thing.
Looks like he got the Joe Cairo disease.
It's just bizarre because like he was not a little boy in the Thing. He was an old man. So it's like 40 years later.
You're just still alive.
Just chilling.
Yeah, this one.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's stalactite sort of neck thing going on. That's crazy.
His lips are just color. There's no like texture to them.
We're getting real spooky on this Halloween, y'all.
Yeah.
Yo.
Much love to Peter Malone.
Peter Malarkey. But that movie, seriously though, like the it's not it goes beyond just like, see, back then they were so creative, they didn't need special effects, it's like even if it was CGI, if it was cut the same way and it had the same tone and everything, for the most part I wouldn't be just as good. But I'm just saying, like, you can't just use practical effects and then that's it. You also have to have a degree of taste and like understanding of
and like
pacing.
A strong premise. I feel like that film just grew so organically out of just what that premise is, where it's like it does everything that logically would happen. You know, like by the end of it, I was getting into like the metaphorical shit, which I'll touch on later. But like, just having a strong starting point where it doesn't matter what the fuck you do with the effects or whatever. It's like, this thing can infect any one of us, and we're stuck here, and we don't trust each other. It becomes this psychological thing. I don't know. It's just really
those were special effects, just to be clear.
Oh, right. Sorry. I meant visual
You
effects.
meant visual effects.
Right.
Let's be clear about that.
I was just thinking about how Kurt Russell's like the de facto leader in the thing, and then I was thinking about the bell hooks. Every movie has to have a white patriarch as the main character. Or else
this movie's got like 9 of them, 9 potential ones.
Well, that's the thing about the thing that I find interesting is his character. I feel like is very clearly depicted as this like know-it-all, rambunctious, like an asshole.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like
Kurt Russell's character.
Yeah.
It's like
but that
the guy who keeps it all together because he's just tough and he's a man. That's how I say. He's like, guys, come on, we gotta fucking figure this out. Come on, you know. He's like that.
But he also can't control everything, and but he thinks he knows kind of like what he knows everything that's going on.
It's the failure of man before nature, before chaos. Like he has no control over.
Right. Yeah. And I was just gonna say real quick that juxtaposed next to like Keith David's character like persevering
it's like
against all the odds, and
it's like the only real like rational person in the film.
Right.
It's like Kurt just kind of like immediately flips out. Like it's like it's like 30, 45 minutes into the movie where he's having the like shining moments where he's just like huddled up like this.
Like, he's super paranoid. He's wearing that stupid hat.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
The goggles.
Right. Yeah. Meanwhile, Keith David
he's kind of just
like,
always just looking like he's like looking at everybody like,
cut me loose, man.
Yeah, what is wrong? Just what is wrong with y'all? Like it feels accurate. Like it feels like a representation of this society.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The white man's fucking freaking out.
Yeah. Right.
And the black guy's just like, what is up? What is wrong with y'all? Like what is going on? And then they end up just in the cold. The whole shit blew up, and they're just like looking at each other like that is some symbolism. Like that is like,
don't they?
State that represents state collapse, and then the races are left looking at each other like, who is who's infected?
Right.
Who's gonna get who? Or are we gonna work with each other?
Like the thing's gonna be a bro.
That's right. The thing's gonna be a bro.